Playing Intermats, so you don't have to. Part 100. We made it, y'all. We did it. Finally got there. Before we get started, definitely had an idea for like a giveaway at 100 episodes. It's taken us over a year to get here. Multiple breaks, yada, yada, yada. I think what I want to do is I want to do a live and do a small little giveaway for a couple people. I just have to figure out how to do it. That way it's fair and cool and everything like that. But let's get started. So a couple weeks ago, I told y'all that I was really excited because I got this ad for a Palworld ripoff called Miraibo GO. So part of me was like, this game is not real. This is not going to happen. The ad just showed a person. Well, I got multiple ads. We're just going to use one ad because they're all basically the same. But some of the ads basically show a person waking up. There are Pokemon-like creatures around them, and they go out. They have a gun. They're shooting these boss creatures and capturing creatures, yada yada yada, and everything. So it looks exactly like Palworld. It's a survival kind of creature catcher game. I pre-registered for the game just to see how it was going to be, and lo and behold, the game plays exactly like the ad. However, there are a lot of things I have to say here. First and foremost, when logging into the game, it was an absolute nightmare for one thing. There are public servers, there are private servers, and then there are guild private servers. So I was wondering how this game was going to monetize itself, being free and all. And there's a lot of monetization that goes into this game. So there are free servers that host up to at least 8 people. So you can build your base and stuff like that on a free server. However, if there's too many people playing, you're not going to be able to get into your server to be able to like access your things because there's only 8 people allowed per free server. Then there are VIP servers. I believe this is around like $5 a month you pay to access VIP servers. It also comes when you pre-register. It came with a free 3-day VIP ticket. So you can test out the VIP servers, and then there are private guild servers that could only be accessed by someone in a guild. I tried to do this upon first like setup to see if I could just make a private server by myself to test the game out. However, you cannot. For a private guild server, I think it's up to like 16 players. I think more than that. There's 3 tiers to a guild server. I can't really remember right now, but I know that it's going to cost you around like $15 a month for like the base one, which is really expensive to rent a server. I mean, I have a Valheim, the survival game, Valheim server for me and my friend, and I pay around $46 every like 6 months. So $15 a month is really expensive, especially for a game like this. So just going straight into the world, controls are very clunky in this game. The game has both vertical and horizontal settings, so you can play in 2 different ways. The vertical version is just so rough to play. The controls take up all of the screen. You can't really see anything. And then when you flip it so you can play the game properly, the controls are just really clunky. Outside of that, building is kind of clunky as well. Placing things, my first time I placed something, I placed it like deep in the ground accidentally, and I thought that that's the way that it was supposed to look. However, it's not supposed to look that way. And then other than that, it's like the game functions. Yes, you can catch these Pokemon-like creatures. These are clear Pokemon ripoffs. It's the whole game is clearly a Palworld ripoff. It's a copy of a copy. That's all I really have to say about it. It's a copy of a copy. It seems like this is kind of a cash grab because if anything, this game's creatures look more like Pokemon than Palworld's. I mean, Palworld's creatures really look like Pokemon, but this game's creatures really look like Pokemon. But other than that, there's like no sort of direction in this game. It takes so long to like get started. It's hard to find areas to build your home or your base in and stuff like that. And there really is no direction in terms of like, where are you going? What are you doing? What are the objectives other than like getting started and catching your first creatures and everything? Do they evolve? They probably don't evolve because that's probably a feature of Pokemon and they'd get sued. I mean, they're probably going to get sued anyways. But I think it's worth noting that I have a sneaking suspicion because Palworld and this game, they're very like anime survival based, and there are tons of games on the market that don't have creature catching functions that look exactly like these games. And I just recently, this is taking a segue out of this, I just recently discovered, thanks to Humble Bundle, that there are game engines or mini game engines that you can purchase to use within the Unity game development platform that allows you to just create these games like the timeline and up games that we've reviewed a bunch of times. Like there are game engines that allow you to just mass create this certain type of game that's like basically ready for publish, and it comes with all the things you need to like procedurally generate a world and stuff like that. And I have like this sneaking suspicion, and y'all can debate me on this, but I think that like a year from now we're going to see like a game engine come out that is just a survival anime procedural game world generator that allows devs to create their own survival game really quickly and then later on make edits and stuff like that, because there's just too many games in the market right now that look exactly like this. But getting back to Amiibo Go, I feel like this is really a big cash grab. There's not a lot to do in the game. I don't know how PvP works. I ran into a couple people on the free server, but they were too busy trying to catch things or battle wild amiibos. There were a lot of negative comments about the amiibo balls for catching these creatures. You have to generate them at a station that you build, and apparently it takes hours to generate them because you can also buy the balls to catch the creatures. So that's just another way they're trying to get a quick cash grab, is by having you buy excess, mock Pokeballs and everything. But like the whole server thing is really going to turn people off. I don't really think that this game's going to be as popular as Palworld, especially since this is like my last note on it, especially since it says that it's for PC and for mobile. However, I cannot find a PC copy of the game. Every time I search for the game online on my computer, it wants you to download a emulator like BlueStacks or something else, which the common person is just not going to do. Like your regular person that just wants to play this game on console, maybe it's a handheld console like the ROG Ally or Steam Deck or something, they're not going to go to downloading something like BlueStacks and commit to using these like bloatware emulators so that they can play this mock of Palworld. Even though I do not like Palworld and I have a lot to say about Palworld, I'd rather play Palworld than download an emulator, install this game, and try and connect the gamepad settings to it so that I can play it. I also read that the gamepad doesn't work well in this game, even on the emulator. So it just seems like kind of like a really rough launch for this game. I think it was a really great idea for the pure fact that I think that game developers have to start developing cross-platform games from PC to mobile to game consoles and stuff like that, just so you can pick up wherever you are. Not everyone can afford these mobile handheld consoles like the ROG Ally and Steam Deck. So I think that we're heading in the right direction. However, this game is not it. You can't lie and say that it's cross-compatible with PC and you need an emulator to play the game. But yeah, stay tuned for more news about a live where I'm going to do a giveaway, and don't forget to follow me.